Can on it as well.
Can you get that in there so you can see the actual?
I tried it.
You tried it, can't do it.
It's not great. £10 mag. It's not bad if it's working in snowy conditions though, is it? How bright it is. Hi guys, RACKNLOAD. On the table we have got the Photon XT night vision scope, the fully digital one. This is the second generation one, if you'd call it that. The first one had like your turrets sort of back here to make all your adjustments. It was just like a conventional crosshair with sort of a night vision camera sort of stuck on the front. But this one is the fully digital version, so you've got digital crosshairs in there, 6 to choose from to be precise, and 3 different colours. You can have them, I think it's red, yellow and white. And this scope is really pretty good for the money. Retailing at around the £400 mark. First time I've used a night vision scope, to be honest. I don't do a lot of hunting. I do a little bit, but I don't do enough to warrant sort of spending money on that sort of kit. I'm more of a target shooter, as you probably know if you subscribe to the channel and you watch the videos. More of a target shooter and tactical stuff. But I was given this to sort of try out and give it a bit of a test run, and really quite impressive. My first sort of test with it was obviously before I mounted it on the rifle. This is a CZ452, by the way. I was sort of just looking for the cat in the back garden with it at night, you know, and stuff like that. And pretty damn cool this thing is. Really impressed with it. It's got an LED IR emitter, if that's what you'd call it there. The one that's sort of on this scope is pretty good for ranges, well, up to about 100 yards. Anything further than that, you probably want to get another sort of IR illuminator banged on top of this scope, just to give you a bit more light. But it's a real sort of nice package. I'll talk more about the actual scope in a minute. I'll just show you the box and sort of give you the specs and stuff. So this is the box it comes in. Got all the sort of bump on there. That's pretty much what you see. Now I've got no footage of me actually sort of using this, so you can sort of see what I'm seeing, because I don't possess a DVR, because this thing will plug straight into a DVR so you can record your shooting. So if you're doing like a night hunt or whatever, you'll be able to record all your footage. I wasn't able to do that because I've not got a DVR, and I wasn't going to buy one just to do this video. But you'll get the idea anyway. I mean, if you want to see what this thing's like for hunting, there's loads of videos on YouTube where people are hunting using these scopes, so check them out. But this is more of an overview of the scope and sort of tell you all about the specs and stuff of it. So anyway, this is the box, you know. Obviously, just like a scope box, I'm not reviewing the box, but that's the model number, I believe, and that just tells you a bit of the specs on it. 4.6 magnification, 620 grams weight, just tells you the dimensions of it, and it's 4.6 times 42. And let's just get in the box. Not much in the box really. It comes with quite a nice little sort of, I say, carry case, storage case. That's quite nice, so when you're not using it, at least you can put it somewhere where it'll protect it. Nice little case it comes with, to be honest. Got pockets in and everything. Pretty cool. You get your sort of standard cleaning cloth, all that rigmarole. Let's just put that out of the way. So that's the box. Obviously you get your operation manual, operator's manual, instruction manual, whatever you want to do. And if you're a real man, you'll throw that straight in the bin, not even bother looking at it. No, only kidding. You do need to have a bit of a read through this, but I found, like most things, you know, electronic, you only really learn when you start playing with them. But this sort of gives you all the specs. I'm not going to read all that out, but if you pause this video, you can sort of have a good sort of read all through that. So just pause the video and digest that. But yeah, the manual's not bad. Fairly sort of easy to sort of read and, you know, understand. Good diagrams in there, tells you what all the bits and pieces are, tells you how to put the batteries in. Now the good thing about this, and what I do like about it, now like I said, I'm not sort of mega experienced with night vision at all, but I know when I have been lamping in the past, when you've got big battery packs and stuff like that, it's a bit of a pain. This thing just takes 2 AA batteries, which I find it's pretty cool. You know, there's no big battery pack to mess about with, and you can soon carry spares with you. But I mean, a good set of batteries will last you a good night's shooting anyway. I put 2 new batteries in, and I've had probably, I don't know, what with target shooting at the range with it and messing about with it, sort of looking for the cat like I was on about earlier in the back garden. I've got a good couple or so hours sort of complete use, so to speak, before the batteries. I mean, the batteries are not going yet. They are starting to go. It's sort of on the last bar. But I'll talk more about the batteries in the battery compartment in a minute. So yeah, this is the instruction manual. Gives you everything you sort of really need to know, troubleshooting and everything, and tells you how to zero it. Now zeroing this rifle scope is really quite good. I wish all scopes were like it, to be honest. Now because it's fully digital, that means you've got sort of no conventional crosshairs, so to speak. The crosshairs in this scope are digital, so if you've got this gun clamped up to zero this scope, get it clamped up nice and tight to the desired range that you're shooting, take one shot, and then basically you can literally move the crosshair to the point of impact, press set, and that's it, job done, zeroed. That is a real good feature with this scope. So that really did impress me. Right, so let's take a closer look at this thing then. And what I'm going to try and do, because I haven't got a DVR, I'm going to try and sort of stuff the end of this into my camera lens so you can see the displays in there. I'm going to try. It might be a bit sort of shaky and stuff, but we'll give it a go. But let's talk about the external of this this scope anyway. Now, on a bolt action like this, I've got it sort of mounted as far back as I can because of the breech. The bolt on this CZ doesn't actually catch it at all. I was a little bit worried about that, to be honest, when I first mounted it, but no, there's plenty of clearance there with the bolt or the bolt handle, and no problem with anything else getting in the way. But you do, on a bolt action like this, I'd probably recommend you get some high mounts. To be honest, this really needed a mounting, like a proper scope rail, to be honest. But I've only got this thing on loan. I've had it for a few weeks just to sort of have a play with. So I banged it on this CZ. But I've had some good fun with it, and I haven't actually shot with it at night, but I've used it at night. Like I said, just sort of just playing with the infrared and stuff, and really quite impressive. But you can use it in daylight as well, and I think I pretty much took it to the extreme using it in daylight, because as you'll see at the start of the video, real sunny day, snow on the ground, really bright. Just turn the brightness down of the scope, and it was working fine, picking up the targets perfectly well. Obviously you keep this iris on in daytime to sort of get rid of most of the light, because it's got quite a very it's got a very sensitive sensor in it, so to speak, and then obviously at night take it off, and that will gather all the light it can from the infrared. Now my only gripe with this scope is this thing pops off dead easy, and you don't really want to lose that, to be honest. That's my only gripe with it. It just keeps popping off every now and again. Could have been a better one. It could have been a bit deeper where it really sort of pushes on and sort of goes over that. But apart from that, the rest of it looks pretty good as well. Looks pretty tactical, although you guys are going to be using this mainly for hunting, but it does make your gun look pretty cool, as well as obviously functional at night. You've got a little Picatinny rail here, so you can mount like a small DVR, so you can record what you're seeing through the scope, or you could mount probably another IR illuminator as well. Your batteries go in this little bit here, 2 AA's, so nice and easy battery installation. Now, like I was saying, on the mounting of this scope, I had to pretty much get it as far back as I can. You can see it sort of just teetering on the edge of the rail. Not ideal. Obviously you really need a scope rail, to be honest, to sort of really make sure this thing's nice and secure and in the appropriate place where you'd want it, because with this scope, you've really got to sort of get your eye right up against it. That's why you've got the rubber thing here, obviously, to sort of get rid of any light as well, and stop any glare. But not only that, if you're on a sort of, if you got it mounted on a centerfire or something, you don't want that recoil sort of giving you the ring of love around your eyeball, like all of us have had with rifle scopes when we're new to shooting. You get your eye right up against it, take your shot, and bang, you've got a nice cut all around your eye socket. But you can take this rubber thing off. In fact, I might just take that off, and it might make it easier for sort of looking at the display and everything. So what I'll do then, try and get it in position where we can see it. Now, the power for this, you just switch it on there, and then all your sort of controls and stuff are here. You can turn down the brightness and stuff. And there's also a button as well. Press that and you can go through all the menus. I'll try and show you them on camera. And that's your video out as well. So if you've got a DVR, you can sort of plug that into your DVR straight from the night vision scope and record all your footage. Now, I don't know what I've done with the cable, but you are supplied with the cable. So everything you need is with this scope. So let's just have a look at this thing. Now, I don't know whether you'll be able to see. This is going to be fiddly. Stay still, scope. There we are there, guys. You can kind of see the display. Just trying to get it in focus. There we go. That's the display. You sort of get, and you just keep your finger on. Now this little display that you see now, that's sort of to adjust your, hang on, let's get it. You can sort of adjust your colour of your crosshairs. Green, white, red. My mistake, I said yellow earlier. Green, white and red crosshairs. And then you can sort of roll through it. Change your actual crosshair as well. So you've got loads of different types. I say loads, there's 6 different types. I quite like that one. Click set on that one. And then here, this is your zero in. So imagine you've taken your shot and your shot's sort of gone, I don't know, high left. Then you just move your crosshair. As you can see, it's moving. So move it to the left. Click that. And wind it up to where your point of impact was. Bear in mind your rifle will be clamped while you're doing this, and then just click set, click it again, and that's it. You're pretty much zeroed. Really good bit of kit. I love that feature. I wish all scopes could do that. It's just make life so much easier. Hang on, I'm losing the focus now. So they're pretty much your displays. You can adjust the, if you just turn the wheel that on the control that I showed you earlier, you can adjust the brightness. And like I said, I was shooting this in snowy conditions, bright sunlight, so I obviously just turn the brightness setting right down, and it was ideal. Sorry guys, I'm losing the focus here. I'm sort of having to hold this rifle up so the camera's looking right down the scope. But you get the idea. I mean, there's loads of videos out there on actual footage of these scopes in use in sort of hunting situations and stuff. Let's just move my camera back into position. But yeah, what a great bit of kit though, seriously. I remember these things used to sort of run, well, some of the other high-end ones run, you know, £600, £700, £800. and for this thing to sort of be, you know, £400 mark is pretty damn cool. And the fact that it's got the video out as well, so you can sort of record your footage, is just really pretty cool. Like I said, that's your video out. I haven't got the cable to show you, but it's just the little cable that's supplied is what you need. But just a cool scope. Great fun to use. Like I say, you'll need an extra IR emitter on there to give you that sort of give you more illumination at ranges sort of out further than say 100 yards. You'll need that that extra illumination for sure. But basically it's just a normal sort of scope with the night vision just sort of attached to the end. But a nice compact unit, it really is. A little bit weighty, you know. It certainly adjusts the balance of your rifle, but I mean, I've seen some guys with their conventional scope mounted as normal, and one of these mounted on top. You know, that's really going to add a lot of weight, especially when you're sort of out in the field with it hunting. But if you're doing it from a car or, you know, a 4x4 or something, then, you know, you're pretty much laughing. But like I say, guys, the controls for this dead easy. It's basically just turning that wheel there and press and hold it to sort of go through all your menus, and then obviously turn to whichever desired menu you want, and just press the button to set it. Dead easy to use. And then that's your power on and off button. I'll turn it off actually to sort of conserve battery life. But yeah, real nice unit. I say the first one I've really sort of had a play with as far as night vision's concerned. But like I said, I don't really do enough hunting to warrant getting one. But I've really been impressed with this. You know, just shooting it on the range and sort of playing with it, sort of unmounted on a rifle. It really is quite good fun. But ideal for a hunter, absolutely ideal. And that zeroing function where you just move the crosshair to where the point of impact is just a really good feature. Really impressed with it. I forgot to mention as well, you can focus as well, adjust all your focus there. The only thing I found with this scope that I found a little bit fiddly is when you're trying to go through the menus and you've got like your gun in a mounted in a rest. You kind of sort of, if you can imagine, you've got the gun sort of mounted in your shoulder. You need to sort of reach forward and make all your adjustments and stuff while sort of making sure your eyes right, sort of looking through it, you know, so you're getting a clear picture. As daft as it sounds, you sort of it's almost like you've got to be double jointed. It'd be nice if this control was further back somewhere, so it just made it a bit more comfortable, you know, to make your adjustments while you're looking through the scope. That's what I found anyway. I mean, and if I've got quite long arms. I mean, if you've got short arms, you might struggle a little bit. You'll see what I mean. It's when you've got one of these mounted on a rifle, you know, you're trying to look through it. I mean, the way I've got it mounted on this rifle is because I've run out of scope rail. I'm really sort of having to move my head forward to get a good clear picture through this scope as far as eye relief's concerned. So like I said, ideally you need a scope rail, you know, a standalone scope rail depending on what gun you're shooting, obviously, but definitely on this CZ452 it does need one. You know, if I was to buy one of these scopes and use it often, I would do that. But apart from that, you know, it's dead easy to use. Also, I forgot to mention, you can adjust the intensity of the infrared LED to sort of bang as much light down range as you can. It's not bad. If you're going to be seriously doing a lot of hunting with one of these, definitely get a standalone IR illuminator without doubt. Mount it on top of this scope, easy enough to do, just mounting it there just to give yourself even more of an advantage, so to speak. But that thing is good for ranges of, you know, up to sort of 100 yards. Now, as far as mounting this night vision scope, you will have to get some mounts because it's not supplied with any, and this has got a 30mm tube, so bear that in mind. When you get some mounts, you'll need 30mm ones. Now, some of you guys won't want the rubber eyepiece on the back. I found it quite good and quite comfortable, but you can take it off and sort of use it without. Whether that will sort of reflect back in your face and sort of light your face up to, you know, and give the game away, so to speak, is another thing. But I kind of like that. I found it comfortable, and it was quite effective, you know, sort of blocking everything out around me, you know, other light sources and stuff. So I was just sort of pretty much focused on what I was seeing through the scope. But guys, just a real good bit of kit for the money. Like I said, not really for target shooters like myself. This is a hunting piece of kit, unless you're into a bit of tactical night shooting, that is. But yeah, definitely recommend one of these things. Not actually use this in anger as far as hunting's concerned, but I was target shooting with it, albeit in daylight. But it was definitely testing this thing to the max as far as using this thing in bright daylight was concerned. Worked really well in sort of sunlight and snowy reflective conditions, but definitely needed that iris on there. Definitely needed that thing, as it would have just glared out without it. But like I said, that's my only gripe with this iris, is it just pops off, you know, when you don't want it to. So just be aware of that. You could probably get an aftermarket one that might be a bit better, or even make one. I know some of you guys it's possible to 3D print stuff like this now, so you could probably know anyone who's got a 3D printer, make yourself one of them, bit better possibly. But yeah guys, that's my kind of overview rather than a review of this Photon XT by Yukon, or Yukon, however you want to say it. Nice bit of kit for the money. You'll be hard pressed to find something as good for that price, to be honest. But definitely check one out, have a look at one. It will definitely transform your lamping trips and night shooting. That's it guys, thanks for watching. Let's rack and load. See ya.